This case broke every rule of reality, because the killer confessed before the murder even happened, not after. Not during, before he walked into a police station like it was nothing, and calmly said, "I'm here to confess to a murder." They asked him the victim's name. He gave it. They checked. The man was still alive. That's when he smiled and said, "I know, but he won't be." He walked into the police station at exactly 8:36 p.m. Calm, quiet, like he had nothing to lose. No panic, no fear. Just one sentence. "I'm here to confess to a murder." The officer at the desk looked up, confused. "Whose murder?" The man paused, then said something that made no sense at all. "Daniel Reeves." The officer checked the system. "No missing person? No report? No crime, sir?" "Daniel Reeves is alive." The man smiled slightly. "I know." Silence filled the room. "Then what are you talking about?" The man leaned forward. "Because in exactly 6 hours, he won't be." At first, they thought it was a joke, or maybe a mental health case. But the way he spoke, the details in his voice, something felt off. "All right," the officer said. "Start from the beginning." The man nodded. "Daniel Reeves will be found dead at 2:14 a.m. in his apartment. No signs of forced entry. Cause of death, single stab wound to the chest." The officer frowned. "Who kills him?" The man didn't hesitate. "I do." They detained him immediately. "Name? Ethan Cole? No criminal record? No connection to Daniel Reeves? No motive? Nothing. But his statement was too specific to ignore. So they sent officers to Daniel's apartment, just in case. Daniel Reeves answered the door himself, alive, confused, slightly annoyed. "Is something wrong?" They told him everything. At first he laughed. "Someone confessed to killing me. Before I'm dead?" But the laughter didn't last, because the details were too precise. The apartment layout, the position of the furniture, even the scar on his left hand. Things no stranger should know. The police decided to stay. Just for the night, precaution, nothing more. Back at the station, Ethan sat quietly, watching the clock tick, tick, tick. "Why are you doing this?" a detective asked. Ethan didn't answer. Instead, he said something strange. "You're already too late." Time passed. Midnight, 1 a.m., nothing happened. Daniel was fine. The officers relaxed. Maybe it was just a coincidence, a lucky guess. 1:45 a.m., Daniel made coffee, tried to act normal, but something in the room felt heavy, uncomfortable, like being watched. 2:10 a.m., everything was quiet, too quiet. Back at the station, Ethan looked up, smiled. 4 minutes. 2:14 a.m., the lights in Daniel's apartment flickered. Once, twice, then complete darkness. The officers reached for their flashlights. "Daniel?" No response. A sound. From the kitchen, a slow, dragging noise. They moved carefully. Weapons ready, heartbeats loud. The flashlight beam cut through the dark and stopped. Daniel was on the floor, blood spreading beneath him, eyes wide open, frozen. Exactly as Ethan described. But that wasn't the worst part, because standing in the corner was a shadow. A figure still, watching. "Police, don't move!" The officers rushed forward. But the figure didn't run, didn't fight, didn't even react. It just stood there. And when the light finally hit its face, everyone froze. Because it wasn't a stranger, it wasn't a criminal. It was Ethan. The same face, the same expression, the same calm eyes, standing there, covered in blood, back at the station. Ethan was still in his cell, sitting, smiling. The officers checked the time. 2:16 a.m. One of them slowly turned to Ethan, voice shaking. "How?" Ethan leaned closer to the glass and whispered, "I told you. I already did it." The case made no sense. 2 places. Same person, same time. The official report called it a system error, misidentification, stress, confusion, but one officer couldn't let it go. He went back to Ethan, days later, alone. "Tell me the truth." Ethan looked at him for a long time, then finally said, "You think time moves in one direction." Pause. "It doesn't," the officer frowned. Ethan continued. "Sometimes it folds." Silence. "I didn't predict the murder," he smiled. "I remembered it." The officer stepped back, uneasy. "Then answer me one thing. If you already did it, why turn yourself in?" Ethan's smile faded for the first time. and his voice dropped, quiet, almost afraid. "Because next time, I won't be able to stop myself." The officer froze. "Next time?" Ethan slowly looked up, directly into his eyes, and said, "You're the next one."